Greetings. We're connected with unconditional love for your highest message of wisdom and guidance, most pertinent to you at this time. Your situation right now is a very transformative one. It feels like with death coming out twice, there's a really deep, truly profound kind of healing going on in your emotional centers with the King of Cups and the Three of Swords. It feels like your inner giving watery masculine. This is your inner self that was able to be compassionate with others, open to others, emotionally stable and secure in the presence of others. Yes, emotionally stable and secure, feeling emotionally mature in the presence of others. This part of you was feeling quite wounded, and with death bracketing it, right? Bracketing that energy, it feels like there was a deep wound, a wound so deep that the kind of healing that is going on in order to expel it from you, it's like ending a process that has been going on your entire life, ending a process that has had a very strong hold over you. You're transforming out of an old way of being that was limited to and restricted by the pain in your heart, limited to and restricted by the wounding. There was a wounding. The Four of Pentacles is sitting on the edge, and it's saying that there was some part of you that was holding on. You were holding on and you were holding back. So this could have been a protective mechanism of yours with the Page of Pentacles on the split. It could have been a part of your inner child that felt like in order to stabilize yourself, in order to feel stable, you had to hold your emotions in a certain way. Now, you individually will know what led to this kind of wounding within you in the past, but you were holding your emotions in such a way that you kind of held yourself back from others and you weren't connecting. And you were also feeling insecure in the presence of others, right? Because of those emotions that you were holding back, what their contents, and the action of not allowing them to flow forward also led to some shame. And it's not just insecurity, there was a core shame wound that you've uncovered. And I'm understanding now that this is why the process of healing this has two death cards coming out to bracket your inner masculine. So what your inner masculine is doing right now is really, really feeding you with the loving attention that you've been missing, loving attention that your soul has been craving, right? And it's doing it from this place of compassion, this place of knowing. This is something that maybe your inner child didn't know because it wasn't told. And now your inner masculine is offering this understanding that your inner child is beautiful, it is sweet, it is lovable, it is emotional and sensitive, and that is okay. It's bringing a lot of healing for you. The devil with the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, right in between them two is the devil. And this is saying that this devil is presented a humongous block. So there was a difficulty kind of fully sitting in a more stabilized energy where you might have found yourself kind of teetering and tottering back and forth between feeling like a knave, like feeling very naive and inexperienced and unstable, and then feeling very strong and stable and confident, peaceful inside. And you might have just felt like there were times that you couldn't even access one or the other, right? And this had to do with shame, a shame that blocked you from taking certain leaps of faith. It blocked you from acting on your heart and knowing when your energy wants to move one way versus another. So must have been this Four of Pentacles energy, this energy of holding back, must have been a long-standing pattern for you because it disrupted the connectivity between your soul's signals and your mind and your body. It jumbled it up. So there was a way that you weren't starting new cycles. There was a way that you weren't letting go of old things and starting new things. taking a leap into something that is very abundant for you, very settled and grounded and natural, true to your nature. The Five of Cups tells me that there was always an internal disappointment already. Like there was already a feeling of failure, a sense of despair. This could have been a period of deep desperation and serious depression in some cases. But I'm getting especially like despair because it feels very emotional and like it was surrounding an emotional wound and a painful emotional pattern. But you're doing something, whether consciously or unconsciously, that is allowing your soul, your entire body complex to purge this kind of wounding. And it's going really deep. It feels like it's going to the root and it's completely transforming the kind of life that you've had access to, the kind of connections and relationships that you've been able to handle. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Swords and the Two of Pentacles with the Ten of Swords. So this speaks of the indecision, self-doubt. This is racing thoughts, restlessness, restless thoughts. Two of Pentacles speaks of indecision. All of this has to do with that jumbled communication between, again, the instincts and your nature and your soul, and then your outer world and your actions. And it has to do with that way you were holding on to some sort of painful belief about yourself because of how you were holding back on feeling certain emotions. It kept you in a state of just going back and forth. Again, that Two of Pentacles, feeling rather insecure, stressed. And with the Ten of Swords, it feels like that's what's coming to an end. So you might be feeling it actually much more strongly at this time, but why that's happening is because everything is coming up to be purged. It's time to completely let go of that way of life, that old way of being. The Ten of Swords means it will never be this way again. It means that's over. It means that the situations that wounded you in such a way that taught you certain things that were untrue about yourself or failed to teach you certain things that were true about yourself, that situation is not going to be able to affect you from the shadows anymore, and it's not going to be able to affect you anymore. The healing, you're doing true healing right now. You're kind of in a state of surrender. You might not feel like you're moving much, but you're actually in a slow, relaxing motion brought on by spirit. It's like spirit is the one pushing your boat, and you are just surrendering to the motion, surrendering to the sway, and surrendering to how it feels. The difference between keeping those wounds and holding back on releasing those emotions, and the difference between letting go. You're finding there's a freedom in it, there's a stability in it, there's a loyalty to yourself, a confidence, a trust in yourself that is being strengthened because of this. You'll also be finding as this goes along that you'll have an easier time experiencing clarity, So you have an easier time accessing the pure insights of your intuition because those illusions brought on by those emotions, right? These are seems like really triggering emotions that had to do with your inner child. Those things are being purged and expelled. And so once the water, right? Once the mud and the water and the bubbles and the turbulence was allowed to clear and settle, then the water is clear. And when the water is clear, you're able to see better, feel better. You're able to see everything for what it truly is. Your guidance is to recognize the types of thoughts and energies that your mind is circling around. There is some guidance here about journaling, about scripting, but there's also something here about just noticing when you are paralyzed by your mind, paralyzed by your thoughts, and finding some way to mobilize yourself out of them, finding some way to ground yourself out of them. The guidance also indicates, again, continuing forward and continuing forward using the knowledge, using the virtues that you've gained from the deep core lessons that you've learned. These are lessons that you've learned from unconditional love. These are lessons that you've learned from the infinite forgiveness of the universe and constant abundance. Keep moving forward with those virtues. And it is also to reflect on certain emotions that might come up, certain memories and emotions that might come up regarding a Two of Cups energy, a relationship. Now, this could be a relationship that took hold and grew, blossomed into an actual relationship, or it could be one that hasn't done that or didn't get to do that in the past. It could be one that Spirit is guiding you towards. Whatever it is, you are intuitively aware of this relationship already, or you're visibly and clearly aware of it, right? It's in your conscious energy field. With the Four of Cups and Two of Cups, we're seeing here that there's a message about looking at your emotions about that relationship. When you think of that situation, what sorts of feelings come up? Pick those feelings and look deeper into them. Look deeper into them, reflecting on them versus the virtues that you know. Reflecting on them versus the healing that you're gaining at this time. This is a time to gain a further perspective on this relationship. It's not really looking like a time to make any sort of motion towards or away from any situation that you have, if you haven't already. It's looking like the time to pause wherever you're at in that situation, that relationship, that connection, and think of how you feel about it. If it's not a specific connection for you, this could actually be relationships in general, connecting in general, sharing your emotions and relating with another in general. It's time to pause and think about how that makes you feel and then get honest with yourself about why. On the split of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and the Empress. This is telling me about a foundation of yours that you are building that is going to demonstrate its stability to you. It's going to demonstrate its ability for growth and its abundance to you, as well as its sustainability. So this could be something that comes very naturally from you, that you've been working on and putting together. And it is showing you how much it can grow, how much it can sustain you, and how fruitful it is for the world and anyone who consumes it. The Empress is also showing me that it is highly in alignment with your most divine nature, right? Your most beautiful, most natural nature, most attractive nature. It is in alignment with that. So whatever it is that foundation is representing, that foundation could be in any aspect of your life. You will know it, and it can be in more than one aspect of your life. You are taking a good look at anything that is a burden to you, anything that is unnatural to you, anything that makes your energy and your body feel wrong or heavy or drained or like you can't access yourself in those moments. You're taking a look at those and you're making sure to just, put those things in their places in the best way that you can. It feels here like there's a sadness about a lost opportunity, opportunity that's perceived as lost, but I don't feel that that opportunity is truly lost. It feels like things end up going in your favor anyway, whatever that opportunity is, whether it's a chance to shift some part of your reality, some opportunity to do something, take some adventure, it's still available for you to get that. Now for the energy underlying your reading, it is the Star, the Ten of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. So this is the energy of great healing. Healing coming to what you might look at as your emotional support system. This could be your family. It's also a general healing that is coming to you in your chest area. I'm getting like your lung space. This is where typically grief can be trapped. Grief can be trapped in all over the place though. But I'm getting that there's a great clearing of grief going on or coming forward happening in your chest area, in your lung space. There's also clearing in general of your lungs. So definitely take that as it resonates. If you feel like you've been needing to seek medical, advice or, advice from a healer, definitely look into that. The Eight of Wands is also indicating growth. With the Eight of Pentacles talking about growth in your work, growth in the specific creative endeavors or endeavor that you apply yourself in on a daily basis. And the fruit that it's able to bear, the attention that it receives from you, the kind of attention, not just the amount, that's leading to an immense amount of growth. I'm talking real life growth that's going to knock you into realizing that, like, okay, I'm on my path. It's going to knock you into understanding that you are on an unshakable soul's path, realizing that you have more clarity about your destiny and how to access it than you did before. So keep taking a good look at those emotions, specifically emotions around conflicts as well, whether it's conflicts in that Two of Cups situation or conflicts in all relationships in your life. Take a look at it and get, again, really deep and honest about your true feelings in those situations. It feels like through being emotionally honest with yourself, accepting of all of new thoughts, all new emotions as they flow in and flow out, accepting of this, it's leading to a growth and transformation of a part of yourself that's been rather compressed, right? It's been feeling less confident than you are truly meant to feel at this time. So it's been leading to that lack of confidence within was leading to some certain conflicts, right? So I think that that's why it's really emphasizing getting really deep and honest about those emotions, about those situations. But by doing that and then acting in a state of authenticity, accepting that that is just the journey, right? Everyone just experiences or doesn't experience something important at a certain point, and then they go on doing the best that they can. So you're definitely being guided to not be hard on yourself at all in this situation, and to just allow that natural movement of energy to take you to a place of unconditional love and a place of healing your inner confidence, uplifting your inner action taker, your inner planner. You're going to become really confident in your ability to start something. And because you're going to know that, like, you can not only see it through, but it can really have success. I'm really seeing really positive things. I said really like 10 times. I'm really seeing positive things here. So please do look forward to those. I want us to see if there is a message from the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. So let's take a look at that. There. So the card that came out on the split is number 4, Chrysocolla. And that is a message that talks about self-love. I'm not going to read it today in the interest of time, but I am going to read the card that came out, as well as the card underneath the deck underlying the Crystal Wisdom. So the card that came out today is number 44, Purpurite, the Curse Clearer. Extremely effective for psychic and aura protection. Purpurite grounds high-frequency energy, harmonizing the physical body to the new vibration. It helps you to break away from self-destructive or self-limiting behavior. Energizing the physical and mental bodies, it overcomes tiredness, apathy, and despondency. Old habits and patterns, including those inherited from ancestors, may keep you mired in the past. Subtle energetics of ancient curses or ill wishing could be affecting you. These may be personal or passed down through the family line. You may be open to mental influence from others. Be open to new ways to heal. Protect yourself appropriately, but do not be overly defensive. Check out whether you have inadvertently offended anyone. If so, make reparation where possible. If not, send unconditional love and forgiveness without needing to know why or where. The past creates the present, but the past can be repaired and the present healed. Okay, and the card underneath the deck is number 21, Selenite, Divine Light. In the ancient world, selenite protected against wanderings of the mind. It invokes mental clarity and divine inspiration. Spirituality is vital for you. You are a translucent soul who moves fluidly through time. Use insights wisely. Avoid confusing past with present. You see into people's hearts to what motivates them. Do not be manipulated or too eager to please. Stand by what you know. You have the gift of clarity and mental flexibility with the power to make excellent decisions. A situation is unpredictable, no matter how solid it appears. Be prepared for challenges and changes. Banish confusion. Clarity is needed. Allow divine light to inspire the future. Let go of something dear to you. Parting does not mean loss of love. Reconciliation is possible. Make the first move. Overheard, overheard conversations enlighten you. Being in the flow strengthens your well-being. So thank you so kindly for connecting here with me in this reading. I'm really grateful to have been able to grant you this message, and I hope that it brought you peace and intuitive confirmation. I look forward to us connecting again in the next reading. So, of course, until then, do take care of yourself and happy aligning.